So today I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to know to be sub-20. But before that, just quick thank you for everyone who's been viewing my channel. A week ago I started it and now it already has 1,000 views overall, and I'm just really thankful for that. So yeah, anyway, let's just get right into the video. Here's everything you need to know to be sub-20. So I'm just gonna be giving you tips from like cross all the way to F2L, so that by the time you finish this video, you'll know exactly what to do to be sub-20. So first, for cross, the first thing is that you should not be solving your cross on the top anymore. Like for example, like let's just ignore how I'm solving it. For example, I just do stuff, then then after I fix my cross, oh whoops, I did it wrong. After I do my cross, I'd still have to rotate, and then that's the only time I can begin my F2L. The bad thing about doing your cross on top is that you cannot like predict first pair. You don't really have to predict first pair at like sub-20 yet. But it will be really helpful to start doing the cross on the bottom, so that the transition from cross to F2L is like way more seamless compared to like if you do the cross on the top, then you have like this giant regrip kind of thing, and then that's the only time you begin F2L. So the next thing I have to say about cross is that you should always do it in 8 moves or less. So you have to be able to know a lot of like tiny techniques and stuff. Like you'd be able to know that like this red can go like over here, and you can find matching pieces that would be able to be inserted along with red, so that when you align the cross at the end, everything will work out. So what I mean here is that, for example, I can see this red over here, and I can also notice these blue and green over here. So what I can do is take advantage of that and put it under the red, and then this green should also be on top. Yeah, there, green's on top, blue's on the bottom. And then instead of just going like this and then going like that, if I align the red, blue and green won't work out. So the better thing to do would be like this, then put it down and then fix red, and then I can notice that orange is over here, so maybe I can do like a wide F move kind of, or rotate, whichever one works. Then I can just align the cross, then I'm done. So overall, the amount of moves it would take to do that would just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that's less than 8 moves, which means that this cross is acceptable. So I would recommend doing cross in around less than 2 seconds, so that you'd still have room to do F2L and PLL, and I mean OLL and PLL properly. So some popular cubers say that you're always supposed to do it in 1/10 of a solve. So the way I got 2 seconds cross is if you do a 20-second solve, like exactly 20, a tenth of that would be 2 seconds only. So that means you have to have a cross that's at least just slightly less than 2 seconds. So yeah, that's about everything for cross. Now let's move on to F2L. So the first thing I have to say is do advanced F2L. Do not just do the intuitive method still, because if you want to be sub-20, it's going to be really hard if you don't use advanced F2L. Like you just randomly take the edge out and then you'd identify, solve it, rotate, stuff. That would take really long, and I think it is possible to be sub-20 with beginner F2L, but it's like way better to just do it with advanced F2L. So that's the first thing. So now this is assuming that you've learned advanced F2L. Let's say you've just learned it. The next thing that you'd have to do is work on getting it into your muscle memory. For example, I can just recognize that this here, I can just like quickly take it out and then insert. Wow, it actually sets that up. But for example, let's take a more harder case like this. I can just quickly recognize that I have to put it over here and then take it down, do U2, and then quickly go into here. So in full speed, that would look something like this. Yeah, I'm not amazing at it, but like, you know what I mean. You're supposed to do it with muscle memory. The next thing is that your recognition should be really quick. If you're like just trying to get sub-20, I don't think look ahead really matters that much yet. But like, it's really good to recognize your pairs quickly. Like, you know exactly where the pair is. Like, you wouldn't have to take super long to just find. You don't necessarily have to keep track of another pair while you're doing a pair already, if you're just being sub-20. So, for example, I can just quickly tell the orange and blue here and the orange blue here. Then I can just quickly execute it with my muscle memory, just like that, and then it's solved. So, yeah, just be good at recognizing, have muscle memory and everything, and do advanced F2L. So what I recommend for F2L is that it's supposed to take less than 10 seconds. So I think, yeah, other popular cubers also said that F2L should take at least like half of your overall time. So like if you're sub-20, the half of 20 would be 10. And yeah, you'd have to solve it in under 10 seconds. So after you do that with the 2-second cross and the 10-second F2L, that would be around 12 seconds, 12 to 13. Now, you have to get on to OLL and PLL. So for OLL, 2-look OLL is fine. Also know at least like maybe the easiest cases, like for example, this T, the bars over here, you can just take it out. That's just sexy, and then sledge and solved. And probably also, this T with only one this time, unlike the other one where there were two yellow. This one's just one yellow, and then there are headlights. You just go like this, and then F, it's R-U, F. And then like, that's like how much you should know to do OLL. And then just drill the algorithms in. Like what I said, like with F2L, muscle memory is very important as well. So, for example, let's just set up a random case here. Like this line, you'd be instantly able to know that like you have to go like this, like that. Then you see the cross, and then you'd identify that soon. Then you do the anti-soon, and then you've solved OLL. So I would say that repetition is basically what you have to do. Drill in the right finger tricks. Don't learn like really bad finger tricks. It's really bad to have bad habits at the beginning, and then it would be super hard to erase them like later on. Like for me, one thing that I really struggle with, so wait, let me fix this, is the AA perm. I really got used to re-gripping and then doing this D move, going like that, D move, yeah. But it would be way easier to just go like this, then go like that, and like that. I got so used to the bad finger tricks that it's like super hard for me to do it like really fast, those tricks. So instead I just use the fat paper like that, because it's like way easier. Just do it like that, you know. So that's actually PLL, but my point is you should know the right finger tricks in OLL, like use the correct ones or whatever. Whoops, I just didn't full OLL algorithm. But yeah, just know exactly what to do with the right finger tricks, and then do it in muscle memory. And what else? Yeah, just repeat and practice a lot, because then once you do that, you'd be able to have like a really decent OLL with just 2-look. So what I would say for OLL is that your recognition should be around less than 1 second, and then your execution should be like around 2 seconds. So that's 3 seconds in total. So for example, less than 1 second recognition, you begin, then you complete it. That was like 3 seconds, and that's what the OLL would look like. how. So then for PLL. For PLL, I highly recommend full PLL. Tulip PLL is fine. Like, you can barely make it sub 20. You'd be sub 20 if you're like F2L is like super fast. But yeah, please just learn full PLL. That will really help. So that's the first point. Learn full PLL. So I would recommend J-Perm's video on PLL. It's a pretty good video and you can learn the right finger tricks. I might like teach PLL like sometime in the very distant future or something. But yeah, for now you can just watch tutorials like J-Perms and other stuff so that you learn the right finger tricks. You know, I said finger tricks are important, like in my A-Perm example. So another word of advice, I would say, learn your AOF. Do not just, like for example, the C-Perm over here. Do not like do a U or something and then do the T-Perm. Just do it properly. Just don't rotate. Do the T-Perm. Whoops. And an AOF. It's also pretty good to like recognize some common parts like in the blocks. So here you can notice that when I do the T-Perm, the orange will be over here, so that you'd be able to predict your AOF. Like the moment that your T-Perm ends, you just do a U. So it would be like this, and then you can just go like that or something, or push, or like that, whatever you prefer. So yeah, AOF is also a pretty good thing to know. So yeah. So I would say that PLL should take around 4 seconds. So maybe around less than 2 seconds recognition and 2 seconds execution as well. Or it could be like 1 second in recognition and 3 seconds execution. So let's just try a quick example here, like just the AB perm. I can do AB perm. So like for example, whoops, not yet. 1 second recognizing and 3 seconds execution. So then you execute it. So it would be like that. I did 1 second recognition and 3 seconds execution. So there, if you do that, and then OLL, and then 10 second F2L, and 2 second cross, you'd have a 19-second solve. And well, good for you, because that's under 20 seconds. So now for just a really quick recap. So like what I said, cross, always do it on the bottom. It should be 8 moves or less. So like we scramble here. Well, it's not scrambled, but yeah, I nuts this, and you can do all sorts of random stuff. Whatever you could learn from other tutorials. That's like under 8 moves, yeah. Then for F2L, learn advanced F2L. Do not just like randomly do things with the beginner method. You can notice this. Insert. It's better to do the back slot though as much as possible. So maybe I could do this one first. This one. There. And insert to the back. Yeah, if I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I think so. Then I could work on the blue and orange one over here. Then insert. This one's set up. That's good. And then for this one, I can just do this one. And then there. So now for OLL, Tulip OLL is fine. 1 second recognition, like less than 1 second, and then 2 seconds execution. So recognize 1 second, then yeah, execute in around 2 seconds. Full PLL for PLL, yeah. Around 1 second recognition to 2 seconds, yeah. And then another 2 seconds to 3 seconds for execution. So this is the GC perm. I just do it like this. That. And then there. So that's like what I'd say takes to be sub 20. Also, I think I forgot to mention, whenever you insert pairs, do not re-grip to insert like that. Stay in home grip, just go like that. And also here, wait, yeah, over here. Or if it's like this, pinch. Just do that whenever you're inserting. So now, the biggest question of all. What TPS should I have to be sub 20? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple because a normal solve would be around like 60 seconds, and we want to get an under 20-second solve. So all we have to do is divide 60 so that it would be under 20 seconds. And well, 3 TPS is like 3 divided by 60, so that would equal to 20. So you should just have like really slightly faster TPS. So now, the biggest question of all. What TPS should I have to be sub 20? Well, it's actually relatively simple because let's say a normal CFOP solve is around 60 seconds, and all we have to do is divide 60 so that it's under 20. And 60 divided by 3 is exactly 20. So all we have to do is have a TPS slightly faster than 3 TPS. So maybe what I recommend is that for the first 2 layers, you just go like 3 TPS, and then on the last layer you can speed up a bit, like quickly do the algorithms, and then you'd probably have a under 20-second solve. So now what I'm gonna do is walk you through one solve and then execute it with around like 3 TPS later. So for example, I can notice that red is over here and blue is on top. I know that if you put a bad edge in front on top of a good edge, basically a good edge is that you can insert it across in like one move, but in a bad edge you can't because that's not inserted. Anyway, I can notice that this and this, when I put it down, I can also insert blue, and I can align it like that, and then it's fixed. Then let's see what else. Green is over here, and then there's orange. I think I could make an X cross with this. Maybe like, I don't really do X crosses yet because like I'm still sub 20, and I can just insert or something, you know, something like that. But anyway, we're just gonna ignore this pair for now. Here it is, like that. And then there's green back over here. Maybe rotate or just do a B, whichever one works. There. And we can align it there. And I didn't count, but that's probably under 8 moves. So now I'm just gonna be doing a quick walkthrough solve so that you can see what it's like. So of efficiency that's sub 20. So first I'm just gonna walk you through it and then do it with like around 3 TPS. So as we notice here, I can notice that this is the orange edge, and then directly opposite of it is the red edge. And well, red and orange are opposites, which means that if I insert this, if I align it, they'll fit. And then blue and green is over here, so I could probably take advantage of that by putting the red and orange, red down, and then doing a D, so it's opposites. And then I can also put this down, so that they're all opposite. Then I guess I could just go like this, bring the blue to the front, and put it down like that, and then fix. Then finally, D2, and then there. I think that's like 8 moves or something. But then now, I just continue. Let's see, I can backslot this orange and blue from over here, this and this. So what I can do is go over here, and go like that, and then backslot. Then now, I can see this. I could probably do this, but this is probably what I do. I probably know this is first. But since this is a walkthrough solve, let's use the most efficient one. So over here, just go like this, and backslot. And then this, I can just do it like this. Not regripping, going like that. And then finally this one, you can just sledge and then insert. So now for OLL, I can notice this align, F-R-U, that. And I see this, I can just go like this algorithm. And finally, this is a GC firm. I think I showed this from a while ago, but then it's execute like this. And there. That's just a walkthrough. Now let's see the 3 DPS version of that. So yeah guys, I really hope that this helped you in some way, that you know now exactly what to do to be sub 20, and I really hope you learned something. So anyway guys, thank you again for the views and everything. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.